Happy friends, and Merry Christmas. I hope you're having a lovely holiday season. Today we're going to be talking about, did Virgil predict baby Jesus? But first, real quick, I have to say that this Wednesday, most likely, maybe Thursday, I will be posting a video on Patreon that's basically a little bio of me and answers some of your most frequently asked questions. So if you're interested in that, check it out, and on to the video. So Virgil is a very important Roman author, obviously, and you've probably heard of or read the Aeneid, but he also wrote what are called the Eclogues. And in Eclogue 4, there's this really long speech about a special child, and when Christians came along, not too long after this, they read this and were like, is he talking about Jesus? Because that sounds a lot like Jesus. So we're going to take a look at that and then look at what other people thought about it first. Like I said, it's a really long speech, but Eclogue has a nice condensed version. It's sort of selected. So I'm actually going to translate that for you. That's my Christmas present for you. And if it sounds like it's out of order, that's because Latin order is different from English, so it's going to sound like Yoda speak. But I thought that might be kind of fun. So here we go. It comes now, a great new age. From the heaven is sent a boy, who the life of the gods will have, and the gods he will see, and he himself will be seen by those gods. This boy will rule the world, to whom the virtues of his father have given peace. Few evils, moreover, will remain, which will force or order men to work and to wage fierce war. There will also be other wars, and again to Troy great Achilles will be sent. Then, boy, when last long age or time makes you a man, there will be no labors, no wars. Sailors from their ships will descend. Farmers also now will leave their fields. The earth herself for all men will prepare everything. Hurry up! A run, ages or time. Begin, little boy, to know your mother. So hopefully you can tell now why Christians thought that this passage was very Christian-y, right? The kid and the peace and the heavens and all that jazz. And this connection basically comes from Lactantius and Constantine in the 4th century. So Lactantius is an advisor to Constantine, and he claims that Virgil is sort of this virtuous pagan / prophet who did know that Jesus was coming, and that he also had access to the Sibylline books. So the Sibyl is this Roman prophetess who wrote these books of prophecy that were inspired by Apollo, and apparently, or allegedly, Virgil had access to these. So both of them knew what was coming, and they sort of, were given access to God, to this knowledge. And Constantine also basically agrees with this. Although some people argue about, was it totally Virgil? Was it totally the Sibyl? Was it a little bit of both? So that's a little bit fuzzy. But either way, it's kind of an interesting theory. And the motivation behind this may have been that at this point, Christianity is still kind of that weird side thing. It's not mainstream yet. And people like Constantine want to make it more legit. They want to make people not think that they're weird for being interested in Christianity. So how they're doing this is saying, no, Christianity isn't like this new thing. It's not weird. Virgil knew about it, right? We can tie it into all this old stuff that everybody already respects to give it a little more cred. Which is funny because Rome did this same thing to Greece, right? Virgil wrote the Aeneid to say, oh no, Rome isn't like a new thing. We're the Trojans. We've been around for forever. We were at the Trojan War, right? So Rome tied themselves into Greece, and then Christianity ties itself into Rome. So sort of a cycle there that is very interesting. And eventually, Virgil shows up in Dante's Inferno, right? He's Dante's guide, and he's supposedly like this virtuous pagan. And then also Michelangelo paints the Sibyl of all people on the Sistine Chapel. So this is like Roman priestess of Apollo ends up on the Sistine Chapel. So it's just some very interesting connections that Christians were making. Sadly, classicists do not tend to think that this was the case, that Virgil was inspired by God and was a proto-Christian prophet. They tend to think, a few different things. I've heard many different theories. One of them is that Virgil's actually poking fun at the idea of a golden age here. So it's a very prevalent trope in Roman literature about this time to either reminisce about how good things used to be or to dream about how good things might get again in the future, and he's sort of poking fun at it, and we shouldn't take this passage seriously. Another one I've heard is that Virgil maybe is seriously hopeful that Augustus or one of Augustus's heirs is going to actually fix things and end the endless civil wars that have been going on. So maybe he is hopeful. And then maybe he's referencing some actual trends in cults, not just Christianity, but other religions at this time that are very interested in messianic ideas and messianic figures. So there's a lot of different theories. Who knows? But I just think that this passage is very interesting. And also it's a great way for me to tie classics into Christmas. So there you go. Thank you so much for checking out this video on Virgil and Jesus. I hope to see you all again either next week or this Wednesday. If you want to check out my bio video. Thank you so much to patrons and subscribers, and have a lovely Christmas, you guys. Kairate.